Alright, welcome to today's recording, and it's about the capital guide. What do I mean by that? I'm going to be sharing investments that you can do where your capital will never be lost, whereby your capital is guaranteed or almost 100% guaranteed to be preserved no matter what happens. Alright, so for any Nigerian investor, you have maybe 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, or even less. Alright, and you want to see safe, steady growth without losing your capital, this is the class for you. No, it's not a get rich quick scheme. Your capital is protected and is fully legal and regulated to the least of it, government regulated. So let's get started. Alright, so very quickly, let's hit the start button. So the first thing is our mindset. Let's get ready for this. If you want to double your money in 3 months, this is not for you. If you hear that this platform guarantees 50% monthly, this is not for you. My friend made 500k in 2 weeks, or in 3 weeks, or in 1 week, and all that. This is not for you. I'll invest now, ask questions later. Don't do that. Any risk is fine. I won't be return. Do not do that. The wealth building mindset, the correct mindset, the more long-term proficient mindset is: I want my capital safe first, then grow. I will earn 15 to 22%, or maybe even 25 per year legally. Go. It could be more if it's back and all that, but that is a good range. I compare returns after tax, not before tax. Good. I verify every platform on SEC, CBN, CAC, and all that before I invest. I invest for 3 to 12 months minimum. So you are looking at short term, 3 to 12 months. Long term, way more than that. So you're not looking for 1 week or 2 weeks and all that. No, these long term investments. All right. So let's proceed right now. All right. If you have this mindset, especially on the side, let's go. So what you're doing is this: like, think of this investment scheme as like this, like 3 floors in a house, all right, in a building. So think of it like each floor serves a different purpose. All of them are safe, all right. The first floor is the tax-free tier, whereby 0% tax on all your profits. Remember, the Nigerian government, just did a tax reform and all that last year to this year. So their investment scheme that used to be taxed before, right now they are being taxed, all right. So let's go to the tax-free tier, which is 0% tax on your profit. So that one, your capital remains, your profit remains, all right. So these are government-backed bonds, all right. Your safest money lives here. You pay 0 tax on whatever you earn. Examples of these are the FGN saving bonds, the federal government saving bonds, the Sukuk and green bonds, all right. 0% tax. You don't pay any taxes there. All right, no matter how much you make, you don't pay any taxes. Remember, federal government saving bonds, both short term and long term. Sukuk. All right, if you don't know what Sukuk is, I did a video on that recently. You can go check it out. It's just a kind of investment whereby they use it for especially road infrastructure. If you attract some Nigerians, you will see it. You see some roads that they constructed, those cities were done by Sukuk and all that. All right, so it's a special bond. All right. The next level is the short-term yielders. All right, these are the ones that like treasury bills, money market funds. Right, they're usually easy to access, very safe, and their tax are usually small. So this is the second floor now. In this floor, government will take 10% on the profit you make on any investment, not on your capital, on the profit you make on that capital. All right, so 10% is only that. So treasury bills should have like 90 days, 180 days, or 360 days. All right, NIDF, that's Nigerian Infrastructure Development Fund. All right, money market like the ones in Stanbic, Invest Nigeria, PUS and the rest. All right, and commercial paper. Those are short-term loans from very credible companies. All right, so that one government will take 10% tax on whatever profit that is made, not on your capital. All right, then I'll go to the third level, which is asset-backed here, whereby fiscal assets like real estate and bank deposits. So your money is tied to something real you can point to. For example, rates. That's a real estate insurance, real estate investments, whereby you may not have the house, but people come together to maybe purchase a property. Sometimes they can even buy it through stock exchange, and the rent from that property is shared among those who own it and all that. So you're seeing the physical property and you're seeing what is generating it, all right. But remember, and fixed deposit in big commercial banks, they may tell you, okay, put this money here, and in 1 year we're paying you 8% or 7% or 9%, depends. All right, so it's asset back. Why? The bank is the one taking the money from you, so the bank can see the bank, they're doing well and all that. All right, so those ones too, of course, is a little percentage that government takes on the profit you make from it. All right, so in summary, there are 3 tiers of very safe invested. So the first one is so no tax one, the tax-free tier. Then the second is short-term yielders, and the third one is the asset-backed tiers. All right. So these are the three whereby your capital is mostly usually safe. All right. So let's go to the next one. So let's start with the tier one, the one that your profit is not taxed at all. So FGN savings bond. All right. So you earn an interest and you get to keep everything from it. All right. And that one usually every month since 2017, the government announces that the first week of every month, or for the first 5 days, they will announce that you can get FGN saving bond. You can't just buy it in a bank. You may use some bond like Afro Invest, I think, and some other bank. Ask your bank or check some of these apps out there that you can use to get it. But usually the first 5 days of every month. After that, you have to wait till next month if you want to do. And the minimum that is 5,000 naira to get it if you want to start. All right. So you have where Stanbic, IBT Stockbroker, DLM Advisory app, all right, and even Invest Nigeria. It's not here, but I think that there. And this one is payout. They pay interest to you every quarter. So in that duration, 2 years or 3 years that you are doing it, every quarter they'll be paying you some interest. So it's stipulated in the details whenever you are buying, right? And it's 100% safe. Nigeria has not defaulted since they started it, and I don't think there's any plan to default. So it is safe because it's backed up by the government, right? So the Sukuk Islamic Infrastructure Bond. Islamic doesn't mean that for only Muslims. Anybody can take it. All right. So it's best for investors, not just Muslims. You earn rent from roads, bridges. They're usually issued in 1 or 2 times per year. So it's to look out for them. Where DMO website, that is the Department Debt Management Office, or dma.gov.ng, you can get the info there. Lotus Capital. All right. You just find it on the net or any office near you. Jaiz Bank. You can get this Sukuk bond there. They pay out every 6 months their interest. It's asset-backed and sovereign guarantee. Asset-backed because you are seeing the rules they use it for. Sovereign guarantee as in they are guaranteed by the government. They are guaranteed by the government. Sovereign, usually the government, will guaranteed by the government for this Sukuk bond. All right, it's something that you can take advantage of, all right, because you know exactly what it's going into. You have the green bond. So this one, people backing it, green energy and all that. So the funds are for renewable and energy projects, all right. So we're licensed brokers or investment banks. So you go check investment bank, all right, all these mortgage banks. No, not mortgage bank, investment bank, to go check them out. You can Google it and see it. So they pay semi-annually, so they pay, that means every 6 months. All right, they are sovereign back. All right. So for this one, if you have questions, you can always ask in the comment section. I can give you more details on this. But these are the 3 in this tier, whereby you get to keep the interest as well. Okay, you get to keep the interest as well as your capital. And of course, FGN is one of the most accessible, and these are ways to go about them. All right, anybody can. You don't need a broker for this. Anybody can. All right. So let's go to the next set, which is the short term. That tier 2 set. All right. So let's start. This one, remember, the government owes 10%. All right, 10% from your profit, not from your capital. All right. And sometimes, most time, the bank even deducts it before you receive it. It's legal. It's normal. It's already done for you, so you don't file it in your tax returns. All right. So the 10 is usually 91, 102, and 364. That's what treasury bills, popularly called T-bills. All right, so it's discounted, so they pay you upfront and you get your capital back at the end of the day. So where can you get it? GT Bank, Access Banks, anybody. Your bank, and many of them have it. iInvest app, Afro Invest app. All right. So choose your primary market. Choose your primary market on Wednesdays. So those that want to do primary markets usually on Wednesdays, but you can get it through your banking apps. It's 100% federal government guarantee that they've never defaulted. The next one is the Nigerian Infrastructure Debt Fund, NIDF. It's usually ongoing. You can always buy the stocks for it, all right? And they pay every quarter. They pay a certain amount of profit every quarter, just like dividend. They pay every quarter. So any stockbroking app you can get is Stanbic E-Trade. Their ticker is NIDF. Invest Nigeria. You can get it there. So also they pay very high. Their yield is high. 0 defaults ever. They're very highly recommendable. Government has never defaulted on this, all right? But remember, they will take 10% of your interest from your interest, not from your capital. All right, the MMF, Money Market Fund, all right. So this one, you have between 24, 28 to withdraw. So it's almost like a saving account that pays you a lot more, and you're not penalized for withdrawing, all right. And this one, it compounds daily. It compounds daily. At the end of the month, you see what it has got to, and can always add to it anytime and remove from it anytime. So you have car rights, piggy bank, Stanbic IBTC. You can always do auto invest. There are many things you can do with it. Invest Nigeria is also there, so you can get those out, all right, to take advantage of this. This is one of the easiest to do and keep running, way better than your general savings account, and you can compound it for years if you choose to, because they invest in treasury bills and many other diversified portfolio professionals that you may never be able to do. This is highly reliable and recommendable. So blue chips, commercial paper, these are big companies that are trusted and they want, let me say, certain loans to execute certain things. So instead of just borrowing money, they go to the market and raise money for commercial papers, and usually it's between 30 to 270 days typically, and at maturity they pay. All right, and you can get some on iInvest app, some investment bank. They say only buy A or AA rated ones because those are highly recommended. All right, and they have good corporate governance with people like MTN, Dangote don't commercial paper very frequently. All right, so put your eyes out on the news and all that. You get more information about that. Hope you understood this. This is tier 2. All right, they use very well, but the government takes 10% out of them. Many people start out investing from here. All right, so let's move to the next one, which is tier 3, which is an asset-backed investment. So REITs, the real estate investment trust. What is it? You own a tiny piece of luxury buildings, office buildings, and shopping malls without buying property. So you're in the real estate market without owning any property, but you are holding it alongside others. All right. How does it end? You receive rent payment, dividends from the properties in the fund. Prepare to buy NGX or through any stockbroking app. The tickers are usually UPREIT or SF rate. All right. If you're really interested in real estate, you may want to start for it. Start with that. What is it for? Investors wanting inflation protection via real estate. All right. Then you have fixed deposits also. So you lock your money for 6 to 12 months in the fixed exchange rate at the bank. So bank pays you interest at the end of the term. So this way you have to comply with it because when you take your money before the tenure is out, you may pay some penalty and you won't get all the money or the interest that they promise. All right. So be sure you want to keep it for 6 to 12 months depending on your agreement. All right. Where any commercial bank asks for tenure deposit from your relationship manager or the bank app, you can do that. So here it's insured up to 5 million with NDIC. All right. So every commercial bank does it. All right. That's a calculation. Even if the commercial bank goes down today, all right, NDIC protects it up to 5 million. All right. So what you can do, maybe if you have more than 5 million, you can spread it across different banks. So that if anything happens, you have 5 million, 5 million, 5 million there. All right. But of course, there are some big banks that are very protected. They are not likely to default. They're not likely to go bankrupt. All right. So let's go. So understanding what you're keeping. All right. So for example, let me say I have 1 million, and the interest rate is 20 million per year. So I mean for 1 million, it means it's 20% I am keeping. So in tier 1 now, if one of those tier 1, you get to keep the whole 200k your interest. But if it's tier 2, maybe treasury bills and all that, 10% of it is 20k. So what you get to keep is 180k. This is just an example, all right, to know, let me say, how the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 work, all right. Then of course, if you have 5 million, you want to split it, all right, you can always use, of course, this one is individual, you can go your own way. You may put 50% in tier 1 area, then 1.5 in tier 2, then 1 million in tier 3. But this one depends. Some people can put the entirety in tier 1. It depends on you. Some can put it in tier 1 and tier 2. All right. Some can just do like this. All right. I'm just showing you an example of how you can split your portfolio if you want to. Otherwise, you can pick anyone that works for you and stay there. All right. So these are just like you can snap your screen or pause and just see how this works. It's just a chart that shows you comparison of the different ones, treasury bills, cook and all that. So you can sit down and take a look at what goes on there. It's just a summary of the things I've said all together, and it's just one sheet. All right. So okay, how to get in? Of course, when you get into any stockbroking app, you get your CSS number and all that. Of course, get verified platform. Always check SEC before you invest on any platform. All right. I'm giving the examples here, but any new one you see, always check. All right. Then confirm your custodian in an investment bank. Who is their custodian bank? Who is the one holding their money? Always check that. For example, Stanbic, IBTC, Sterling Bank custodian, Access Bank custodian. Always check who is their custodian bank. All right, to be sure of it. All right. I have a video where I talked about this, how to verify whether an investment or a scam in 30 minutes. All right, just look for it. In fact, I'll attach it to this video as a suggestion so you can see it and learn it as well. All right. Okay. So 5 things to remember: sovereign backed funds. All right. Your tax free is more powerful than a high rate of 20% or 10%. All right. NDIC ensures fixed deposit. Always verify on SEC before you walk into an investment. Patience is a strategy. Okay, I call it the Joseph strategy, whereby you're able to patiently grow this kind of amount, in 12 months and 6 months. Patience is a strategy. Manage your abundance and manage it. All right. So always remember this. You can pause the screen to get a full grasp of this. Always remember this. All right. And of course, I'll see you in my next video. If you have questions, ask in the comment section. Feel free to share this video, subscribe if you're not, follow if you're not, and I'll see you all the best in your basic investments. Tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. You watch it again, watch it again, watch it again to understand how it works in the Nigerian space. All right. If you want me to do another video on any investment things or protect your money, keep your money safe and all that, let me know and I'll be glad to do that. All right. Thank you very much. See you in my next one.